for the immunity or for privilege that he's seeking. You don't get to do that by going now as counsel to go and pull up other documents and then put them from the bar. He had plenty of opportunity, and we are past that. We did that yesterday. We have read your affidavit. There's been an answer and a full answer to that. Submissions were made about it yesterday. We are past that, and I think you know that. I expect that you know that he had the opportunity in the affidavit, and he made his best case in the affidavit, including in that paragraph 93. You don't get to have a second bite at the cherry from the bar. You don't.
I hear what you say, Commissioner. We will deal with that issue when we return. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. So then this is where we land Mr. Matlala. The document you put up yesterday, which is this SIU order, does not in any manner suggest that you are a suspect as you sought to testify, and that therefore there is no right for you to assert in relation to a relationship you have with Mr. Maumela and or Mr. Karim or both. So I will then invite you, let's deal with Mr. Maumela. Please provide details of the relationship you have with him, the nature of the relationship, when it commenced, and then we take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I want to ask you first the question, if you will allow me. Just because I failed to prove, which I take it, what the chairperson said, that it does not prove that I'm a suspect, and I take it. I failed to prove that. So does it mean that entirely I am not a suspect just because I failed to prove that I'm a suspect, or I might be a suspect? I'm saying this because I do not want to waste the Commission's time. So I would prefer that if we do, I'll continue to comment about Maumela's my relationship with him. However, I want to understand that whatever that I think is under investigation, do you still expect me to comment on that? Because I couldn't prove that I'm a suspect, though I know from what I heard from different sources that I'm a suspect.
Mr. Matlala, as I understand the position, you sought to demonstrate that you are a suspect by producing the document that Ms. Silo took you through, and including us for that matter. We have also demonstrated, and you now accept,
yes, I do,
that that document does not show that you are a suspect. You are not barred. This commission is not barring you from demonstrating that for C, D, and E reasons, I am actually a suspect, and based on that, I'm claiming my right to privilege. So do not understand what we engaged you on just now. Do not understand it to mean that we say you are forever and ever not a suspect with regard to these issues, the issues under discussion now. We are not. But we are saying what you produced as proof of you being a suspect does not bear your claim out. Do you follow? I hope that answers you.
That I take and understand.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. With that understanding then, Mr. Matlala, can we start discussing your relationship with Mr. Maumela? Like I said, it would assist if you began it when you started with when that relationship began, and you define or you describe that relationship up to date. Thank you. Then we'll take it from there.
Yes, I will. I think that I first met Mr. Maumela, I think it'll be around 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. 2015, 2016, somewhere around there.
Thanks.
And my relationship with him, it was because both we have passion for sports cars, So there is this restaurant that we both, I wouldn't say it's a tender, but it was, what is it called? Not a tender, but let's just say for the lack of a better word, I'll say a tender, but it's not. Like when you get the RFQs, it's not a tender, it's something else. I don't know what they call it.
Well, call it an RFQ.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, we used to do that together.
What?
Like a joint venture or something? In what form did you do it together?
Like, if I get an RFQ and then we'll have money, then we'll take that money and purchase. Maybe the RFQ was in my entity, and then we'll take that money that we put aside and buy the whatever is needed, and then we'll take the money back and then, including profit, put it aside and then share the profits.
I don't know if you were talking about an RFQ, because then if you talk about investing money and sharing profits, it would suggest that we are beyond the RFQ stage. I understand an RFQ being a request for quotation.
Yes.
And this is where an entity submits a quotation in response to a public invitation, and then the quotation is successful or not successful.
Yes.
So in that process, until a determination is made, there are no profits to share as such.
Of course, yes.
So the RFQ does not provide.
Yes.
It's only if the quotation is accepted and then the award is made and the job executed that we can start talking profits.
Of course.
Okay. So now you say that the relationship you had with Mr. Maumela is that you would both invest and then share profits, and you say that with regard to an RFQ, having accepted then what is my understanding of an RFQ, would it be fair to say that you, following the submission of RFQs, you have been awarded certain public work from which you derived a profit?
Can you please repeat that question?
You indicated that both of you would invest and then derive profits. And you said so with reference to an RFQ. Now we have, since you and I agreed what an RFQ is, just a request for quotation, which may be accepted or rejected by the entity. We have reached that point, right? We agree. So
course,
now
yes.
I ask, is there any RFQ that was accepted on the basis of which you provided the work that was required or the goods that were required, from which you derived a profit that you shared?
Of course there was.
Which ones are those? Can you start listing them, please?
I can't. It's a plenty. I can't.
Okay, now which
Not
is...
that I don't want to. I'm saying is medical equipment, and then I do not. I will say a stethoscope, as for example, maybe quantity of the stethoscope, a different medical equipment.
Okay, let's do it differently. Let's talk about the entities that issued the RFQs. Which entities are those that you responded to and were successful?
I wouldn't know about these entities. I will only refer to my entities.
No, sorry, by entities, I mean, who issued the RFQ that you were successful
No,
in?
he will do it on his own, and I'll also do it on my own.
Mr. Matlala, the government entities that invited.
Or the government, or the government entity.
The government entities that invited.
I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, I
quotations from your
understand.
entities.
Yeah, it's a Department of Health.
Okay. Now, is that the National Department of Health or Provincial Department of Health? If it is the latter, which provinces?
Gauteng.
So it's just the Gauteng Department of Health.
Yes, I think so.
Nothing national.
I'm not sure what I did national. I'm talking about what I know. I don't know.
I'm interested in when you remember we are discussing your joint efforts here.
No, myself, I don't know anything about national.
Okay, so then in respect of the Department of Health, what did those RFQs require? If you could just, whatever you can recall.
Medical consumables?
Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Now, when was the first RFQ? I'll take it that is an estimation on your part. And when was the last?
I was not keeping, I don't know, let's say 2019, 2018,
2018, 2019.
2018 maybe.
Okay. Now, were there so many that you can't even recall whether there were 2, 3, 15, 25?
Yeah, there was quite a lot.
Where you were successful? I'm interested in the ones you were successful, not the efforts you made.
No, mine collectively for, I'll say for 3 years, they were under 5 million rands. So it's not a lot.
That's you quoting alone.
Yes.
I'm interested in you and Mr. Maumela.
No,
Remember
we were
that?
not, I think maybe I've explained this wrong. We
Okay.
are not in a joint, there is a money that is somewhere there. So whatever you get is yours, whatever I get is mine. And then from that money that you borrowed, that's where you will, depending on how much you borrowed from that money. I'm not saying his companies, I was benefiting from them, or my companies, I was benefiting from them.
Okay, let's.
The common thing that that because you said, was there any business that I did with him?
Yes.
I said, yeah, it's the money, but he will do his own thing, and I'll also do mine on the side.
Okay, let's try it from this angle. Perhaps I asked whether you were involved in any business or business ventures. You said it's the money. Can you describe that, the nature of that business, of the money?
I think I just need to give you an example that I will say to you that just put 1 million, and then I'll also bring 1 million.
Yes.
And then if you get your RFQs, you can take from that 1 million, depending on how much they want. You'll take 300,000, and on that, let's say you take 300,000, you go and buy whatever is needed for that from our money. And from that 300,000, and then when you bring it back, because of you've used the money, so it must come back with profit.
Okay, so do you create a pot of money where you both invest and from which you draw to individually respond to RFQs, or how exactly? I'm trying to understand how these transactions were happening, and please excuse me if I'm slow.
Commissioner, now we're going deep to the investigation that I was trying to avoid, but which I do not know whether I will be part of or not. So, however, for you to understand much better, I will say it's not like we've opened a neutral company and then have money in the bank for that specific purpose of this business. I will take it from, it will be money that maybe is, depending on, it will be either in his account or mine. There was
You pooled, as in POOLED, you pooled funds together.
Yes.
And from those funds, if you got a contract, or if he got a contract, each one of you would then take money from the funds that you've pooled together for what's required at the initial stage of performing in terms of the contract you got. So you use a portion from those funds for that purpose.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. And then you say you then pay those funds back into the joint fund, if I may call it that. You pay that back. But you say you would have to pay it back with a profit, as I understand you. And don't nod, please.
No, sorry, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And how would the profit be worked out?
10% of whatever.
10% of what you took from the fund,
Yes.
or 10%
Which
of
is
what
of
you would get from the contract?
What you took from the funds, yes.
What you took from the fund.
Which then would lead me to the question, does that become a revolving fund, or is the fund dissolved at some point and you split profits that have been earned by quote unquote the fund? How exactly does it work?
I will, okay, I'm going to give an example again. I will say
Yes.
maybe you are the supplier.
Yes.
We need to buy stock from your company. So we'll put money in your company, and then whatever we want to buy, we already have credit. So we'll take from stock from your company, and then you will tell us how much is left there. Then anyway, both of us will know how much is left, and then we'll keep on adding money to that account.
It's not exactly what the answer you gave the chair, because you explained that.
The
you
profits
put-
will get them, yes.
Yeah, in the example you make, I am not Mr. Maumela.
Not Mr. Maumela. You are not a supplier, meaning we buy stock from your company.
Yes.
Yes.
From the pool of funds that you and Mr. Maumela have raised.
Yes, but the money is in your account because you are the one who's supplying us with medical equipment.
And
It's easy.
I'll never get it.
Mr. Matlala, you keep going back to, remember in your engagement with Chair, you said whatever profit you make,
Yes.
you must put the money you took out of the seed account.
course,
You
of
must
course.
take it back, and then with 10%, because the interest you earned is 10%, you put it back into this account,
Yes.
from which both
Yes.
of you can draw. Now, the question Advocate Sillo is asking you is, that account where you put the money back with 10%, at some point do you dissolve it, or what do you do with it? Not what you pay to the suppliers that supply you with the equipment. The account from which you draw and you pay back money once you've made profit with the 10%. What do you do with that account? Do you dissolve it and share 50-50 whatever is remaining, or what happens with it?
Yeah, that's where the confusion is.
Yes.
The money is not in the account. The money is, we approach you, like I was trying to explain to Advocate Sillo, the commissioner, I'm sorry, that we will approach you, and since you are the supplier who will supply us with medical equipment, that listen, buy the stock for us, and then the money will be in your account. So you know how much, you will know how much, we will know how much we have in your account. So let's say we have 1 million rands, and then I want a stock that is worth 300,000. So
What happens with the profit? I'm not concerned with what you have put
yes,
in
the
the
profit,
supplier's account. Yes.
yes, the profit, that's where I'm saying the profit comes back to us, not to the supplier.
I thought I understood earlier that you said there's money pulled into an account. Now, from how you're explaining, that's not the case. And I want to use a practical example. Hospital A wants still water, and they send out an RFQ, and you are interested to submit an RFQ. Can you just explain where does the money come from to buy from a supplier? Assume it's supplier X that has water. Just explain what you're telling us. Where does the money that gets paid to the supplier, where does it come from? And once you have supplied, of course at a premium, so you've got a profit, where does that go? How do you handle that? So start with, where does the money to pay the supplier for 6 bottles of water come from?
Okay, Commissioner, let me do this. Let me start from the beginning, and then just please stop me where you don't understand so that we can have progress. We want to supply, me and Mr. Maumela, we want to supply medical consumables to the Department of Health. And we approach someone who's selling medical consumables. That person, we tell him that we put upfront. I'll give an example of 1 million rands. It's just an example. As an example, in his account. Should I get the RFQ first? Should I get the RFQ first? I'll go to that supplier and tell him, can I please give me stock that is worth 200,000? And he will give it to me. And because I took 200,000.
From where? Where do you take that 200,000 from?
The money is with the supplier, the person who's supplying medical consumables.
Where do they get it from? Remember
Myself, and I said from the beginning that we will take 1 million, myself and Mr. Maumela, put it in the account of the medical supplier, the person who supplies medical consumables.
So from both your separate accounts?
Yes.
Each, or you or him,
Yes.
puts R1 million to the supplier?
Yes.
And then?
And
And then the supplier, then you win, you get appointed, the supplier gives you the equipment,
yes,
right?
yes.
And then the hospital, what happens with that medical equipment and the money?
I give you an example that, let's say he gave me stock that is worth 200,000. And then when the hospital pays me back that, pays me the money, I have to take back the money that I borrowed, which is 200,000.
Mr.
Sorry,
Matlala.
you borrowed it from whom? I think we are...
It's not it's not borrowed, it's my money, of course.
Yes, I think that's what we are trying to understand, that we all understand, Mr. Matlala, that you must pay the supplier. We accept that. Take it, we understand that part. What is confusing, at least for me, is when you pay the supplier, there are 200,000.
Yes,
That money comes from your bank account
Yes.
or Mr. Maumela's bank account.
Yes.
That's what you're saying,
Yes.
right? So you get that. And then you supply it to the hospital. Let's say it's a hospital. You supply it to a hospital. And it's 300,000 now when you supply to the hospital. You bought for 200 and the hospital pays you 300.
Yes.
You now have 100 rand profit or 100,000 rand profit.
yes.
How does that get dealt with? It comes into your personal account,
Of course, yes.
and then what happens?
And then Mr. Maumela will get 10% of that profit.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to suggest this, Mr. Matlala. I think you are doing this deliberately. You, less than 2 years ago, you won a 360 million contract from SAPS. And that, you can't have executed that contract with this understanding where we struggle to understand from you about money and transactions and suppliers, and you know, it cannot be. You are doing this deliberately so that we go round and round in circles. Yes, you are.
No, I'm
Yes.
not. Okay, can you please explain to me what part is it that you don't understand?
Where you suggest that you and Mr. Maumela put money in a supplier's account
Yes.
and you buy for 200, why are you putting 2 million in that account when you are buying for 200?
But Commissioner, it's not a once-off thing. Remember, we are going to get stock from you now and then. So just in case it happens that at some point I don't have money, but I know that I've got credit in your company.
So you invest in a supplier's account up to 2 million, but your RFQ that you won is for 200,000. So the supplier holds that 800,000 until you get the next RFQ.
Yes,
Is that your business model?
yes,
Okay. So when you get the 10% that you said you called the chair, you said that 10% goes to the supplier's account.
I didn't say that.
Okay, where does it go to?
To the 10%, we'll share the profit. I said that.
Where does it go to?
To myself and Mr. Maumela.
So how does it get there? Because as Commissioner Baloyi pointed out to you, that 200,000 worth of medical equipment you provide to a hospital or to hospitals, for which the Department of Health will pay you.
I'm talking about profit here, profit.
You must be paid before you can make a profit, surely.
Yes, I'm saying the profit, that is the money that goes to my account, the profit. I do not know what part maybe you're missing from me. I don't understand.
I'm just a mere lawyer. Maybe these business issues are above my pay grade. Chair, I see it's 2 minutes to 11. This might perhaps be the appropriate